So what I want to talk about today is how DeFord Insurance Group not only helps agents become successful, but agencies too. I'm going to spend some time describing why an agency owner, aspiring agency owner, would love to partner with DeFord Insurance Group to help build their agency to the maximal profitability imaginable, and why what we do at DeFord Insurance Group, in my opinion, is better than what many of the large MLMs propose as being valuable. My name is David Duford. Of course, I own DeFord Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell final expense, Medicare annuities, and ACA in person over phone, as well as we'll talk about agency owners, recruiting them to train others to do the same. If you'd like more information on working for DeFord Insurance Group, go to daviddeford.com/FAQ. So I've got a number of factors here I think make a big difference why partnering as an agency or aspiring agency owner with DeFord Insurance Group is a better value proposition than many of the competitions out there. I've got 5 particular ones we're going to talk about, so let's jump in. I think the biggest thing here is that DeFord Insurance Group is not a multi-level marketing agency. Now you might be thinking, well, if you're an agency owner, maybe you want to partner with an MLM because your belief that that will provide you a ton of different agents at a large volume. And perhaps if you like that style of marketing, maybe that's good for you. Of course, I would say that it's not very good for a litany of reasons, and that's for another video. But the reason I think it's a great idea to partner with DeFord Insurance Group is because we aren't in the MLM space. What will most likely happen is, if you're interested in building an agency with an MLM, is that you'll be placed at a very low commission level relative to the top of the food chain. And your ability to progress up the ladder as far as compensation goes is going to be heavily limited by all the fat or all of the uplines in between you and the top of the hierarchy. And again, typically, if you come into an MLM, you're recruited under multiple lines above you. You're not direct to the owner of the company, quite the opposite. You're way, way low down the scale of things. And what happens because of that, if you start an agency in an MLM capacity, you're likely going to be at a handicap when it comes to your commission levels, to say the least. And your ability to get higher comp is going to be severely limited by those agency uplines above you that don't want to get out of your way because their livelihood is dependent on sucking off the people who are doing better than they are. So why is that a problem? Well, hopefully it's clear, and that's why it's a benefit really for us. Long story short, my agents that join DeFord Insurance Group are direct to me. That allows me to extend to you, an agency owner, the ability to maximize your commission in a way that simply none other can. And what that allows you to do is get higher commission levels faster. It allows you to maximize your override potential that much more and to make a lot more money than if you were 6, 10 layers deep in a downline without really any real chance to grow your compensation that much higher. Point number 2 here, and this is important as well, and this is a big differentiation point that I have versus the competition, is that DeFord Insurance Group promotes your brand, not mine. How do I mean by that? Well, if you join a lot of these MLMs, they'll want you to franchise their brand. You can look at all sorts of them. Their XYZ agency, America, XYZ, West Coast, blah, blah, blah. Like there's a sub-branding element to where that person who's running that agency really is branded into the name of the big MLM they're a part of. And there are definite advantages to that. But my angle has always been, the problem with the franchise model is that what if management changes? What if the agency sells out? What if their perception on the business changes? What if you want to separate from this particular business model because you don't have an affinity towards the direction or the management or the owners anymore? Well, is your business therefore your business, or is it really the MLM's business? And it probably is going to take a judge and a lot of money spent fighting this to determine who owns what. My argument has always been, if you're going to build an agency, you should brand it in your own vision and name. Yes, you kind of start with a clean plate. No, you won't have the same kind of franchise support that you get. But in the long run, if you partner with an agency that knows how to do this stuff independently of an MLM like yours truly, and you duplicate the same processes that they do, it's likely that you won't need any of that stuff anyway. And that business now is entirely yours not the franchisors. And this is incredibly important. You got to think like a business person, not like a person looking for just a job and a little bit of income. You're building an asset, and you don't want to build that asset for somebody else, which I would argue to a sense you're doing that in the franchisee model as opposed to doing and owning it yourself. And so that's why we at DeFord Insurance Group absolutely supports this. I have absolutely zero ego about me not having my name attached to your agency. All I care about is you being successful. If you're successful, I'm successful. And I just think that it's better to build your own brand. It's what I did. It's what you should do. And I just teach people to do what I believe, and I do. Third on the list here, I will teach you the entire strategy of finding quality candidates nationally to work with you. So again, we do it differently here than what you'll see elsewhere. The kind of strategy of what you see right now is basically a paid strategy, calling on a bunch of resumes, a paid strategy to develop not organic leads, really paid leads off of Facebook, using social advertising, that kind of thing, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, etc. It's kind of a tried and true strategy, a mass recruit strategy, if you will. And it does work to a certain extent, but you tend to scrape the bottom of the barrel. You're not necessarily getting the best candidates out of this process, and there's a lot of issues and a lot of hard work that you've got to do when you're doing this particular type of methodology. What I will teach you instead is how I have done my recruiting, where I recruit sometimes upward to 100 people a month, usually 80 to 100, and how I do it without spending a dime on advertising. I've got several agencies in the final expense space, in the Medicare space, that have taken what I have taught and have done since 2014 in the organic lead generation space and have applied it to themselves and have gotten really good results with some top quality producers. So this is one of the value propositions that I can provide you guys out there that join my agency, is that I have your back to help you build your content, your organic influence, the ability to recruit people without spending a dime on marketing. It frustrates me to spend money on recruit leads when I just know how to do it organically, and I want to teach you to do the same thing if you're willing to build an agency with me. And we've got two different models here, and I'll kind of build on this as I've talked about the desire to do it organically. We have two different kind of recruiting models, or I should say agency building models, that we help agents with who want to build an agency. First of all, you can do the fully independent model we talked about earlier, where I'll help you brand, I'll help you kind of go through that process personally, help you create some organic content and strategize around that, and kind of puts a goal plan or game plan into place for you to help you generate a presence, to organically get prospects, agents to come to you without spending a dime. But the other side of that is there is space in certain capacity to do a hybrid type of model, to where you do work as an agent in my agency, but in exchange for providing training and coaching, you get an override opportunity on a particular segment or niche that we aren't currently representing in DeFord Insurance Group. So a couple of ideas that I've always been kind of on the lookout for, looking to expand the business model. For example, I think there's a big opportunity in the business owner type of space, where we do kind of like permanent products, fully underwritten products. So if you're an agent that's had success with that and want to recruit to that, I can recruit agents right away to build you a presence that will be happy to go that route. We're doing a lot of work in the ICHRA ACA space as we speak, which puts us in front of a lot of different business owners, and that's a great opportunity to get those agents selling and you to gain an override from their activity. We're also looking for mortgage protection people. If you sell mortgage protection and you're looking to have an independent agency, I'm very interested in looking at a partnership to where we can train mortgage protection agents. You do the training and support. We'll provide you the agents that you can recruit. And then also in the P&C space, we've always kind of looked at the P&C space as an opportunity. Really have never pursued it. If there's somebody out there watching this that would like to build an agency in the P&C space, and you're interested in recruiting and training agents on a duplicatable model of how to find prospects and sell them, that's something we would also be interested in entertaining. Number four here, one of the things we can provide for, of course, is to help you offload the training responsibility to us. I have an intimate knowledge of how to create training protocols that offload the burden that sometimes it becomes in training agents, and helping you put together a program, a protocol to help onboard, select, and coach the best agents out of the picks that are out there, so that you can still sell if that's what you need to do, in addition to training these agents to be successful as well. Again, it's optional to do this. If you want to set your own program up like some of our agents do, that's completely fine. And number 5, I think the biggest benefit here, of course, is you get to work with me. This isn't some kind of like classroom program. I'm not pushing you to the side. I'm not like mildly or not barely interested in working with you. I'm very interested in working with people who want to duplicate their success in the form of an agency. And that's kind of the scale of where I'm at in my business. I started as an agent. I got into the agency building business. I've learned a ton. I've been building since 2013. I've got 8+ years doing this now, and I'm ready to train more people to do what I do, because as I've grown, it gives me this opportunity to, again, scale in a different way by duplicating my success in agency building, but not just on recruiting, but also training, how to support agents, how to cultivate the best out of the pack that you've got, and to really build a very lucrative stream of income through overrides. So if you're interested in this, go to davidduford.com/contact and just send me a message and let me know you saw this video and you'd like to talk to me more. Be happy to speak with you personally. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all take care. Bye.